What's up? It's your boy, the King of Tank Style, and welcome to another episode of the Salty Fresh Podcast with your host, as you know, the King of Tank Style. Go ahead, hit me up on the social media, 808 Tanks. That's Instagram and YouTube. And Big Al.
Yep.
What's your YouTube channel?
A2. Or Awesome 2, depending on who you ask.
Awesome 2, yeah, it's a gaming channel. But we're going to let Alex go ahead with his week of episode. But just a heads up, there will be another episode coming out after this because Alex is unfortunately moving to Philadelphia.
We're just filming it back to back, but it's still gonna be the same.
Yeah, he's moving to Philadelphia.
No.
We got divorced.
It's still weekly episodes.
Yeah, we're no longer together.
No, we're never together.
We were together for 13 years. Okay, seriously though, what is today's episode?
Okay, so today's episode is gonna be broken down into 4 parts. It's gonna be about misadventures of fish keeping, fish we struggle to keep alive, fish we always want, and future fish keeping builds. So first, we're going to talk about misadventures of fish keeping. Now, Noah's going to start off. Tell us what mishaps you faced so far, like terrible mishaps you faced during this hobby.
I think terrible mishaps is saltwater. It's not that I don't and I'm not saying I don't regret going into it. It's just that it's time consuming in the beginning. Like with saltwater fish, it's like for those of you that don't know, it's like it's not like simply just I'm just gonna get a tank, I'm gonna put water, and I'm gonna mix the salt that I get from PetSmart. It's nothing like that. It's like you have to wait like a couple weeks, and for me it was I you remember in the last episode I said I just used table salt. Yeah, that was well, I mean, then again, it was like trial and error. I didn't really do research, and with that, I do say if you're gonna go into saltwater, do your research.
Or any
fish keeping. But I mean, like freshwater is like straightforward unless you are aware of any chemicals in the water, and that's for like people in the mainland. Like a lot of times they have chlorine in the water, so it's like it'll kill the fish, and but there are medicines that there are like what's the word?
Medication?
Not medication, because it's not an illness. It's like water purifier. Like you pour like 5 milliliters to every 5 gallons or whatever, like 5-10 gallons.
Yep. And
it's supposed to make the water safe for the fish, but a lot of the times it's just research and research. But what was your shortcoming? Is that misadventures?
The one I can remember is every time I had a sick fish, I was always underprepared. So my thing is always be prepared when you're in anything. Like for pets, for your dogs, if your dog gets sick, you're prepared with something, or you take it to the vet immediately. For fish, it's kind of hard because I don't think there's a proper veterinarian for fish per se. So what you need to do is always have medicine on standby, ick medicine, not allergy medicine, but just medicine in general, just in case for any sort of problems. And every time I had a sick fish, I was always not prepared. So that was a thing that I always try to be prepared for. Whenever a fish gets sick, I would always have medicine on standby. And that's basically what's my mishaps of fish keeping.
Wait, didn't you have to borrow medicine from me one time? Like, not the ick, but it was like, it was ick, and then like it was the allergy for your
just for allergy.
No, you had to borrow the ick medicine for your thing, for either your beta or one of your goldfish.
I don't remember, but next up is fish we struggle to keep alive. So Noah, what fish have you struggled with? I know there's a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot. You want me to just do both saltwater and freshwater?
Yep.
So for freshwater, I'd say the hardest one to keep alive was. Would you count my dad's tank as technically my tank too? Because I was helping him with that.
Sure.
So it would be like clown loaches and the dojo loach, just because the fact that they're so prone to ick, and with those types of fish, they generally need like warmer waters. Like, I mean, it's almost like freshwater, but I mean, it's almost like saltwater, but it's like higher, like 75 to like I think 80 is like a fluctuation of like 80 maybe,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly, because I know at work when I have to go get the clown loaches for somebody, for like a customer,
Yep.
it's like the water is like really warm, and like when I go like for the compared to like when I go for say like tetras, it's like the water is a little bit cooler. So I want to say that it's hard just because of the temperature with some freshwater fish. Saltwater is a total different ball game though, because it's like some fish require certain salinities. Sometimes they can't tolerate high nitrates or nitrites in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I forget which one's the bad one, but it can't tolerate too much of that. But like I think like high nitrates and nitrites, some fish are like they're kind of more forgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't say and that doesn't mean go out there and like not clean the tank and let the nitrites and your ammonia build up. Don't do that. But like let's just say if you do get lazy and you forget, there are some fish that will tolerate it.
Yep.
But if it gets out of hand, then it becomes a problem and your fish start to die. Even with ammonia, I mean like
That's
lot
a
of the-
big one.
yeah, a lot of the hard. I think I want to say the like fish generally aren't hard to keep alive if you like again do your research, but at the same time it's like they're not hard to keep alive. It's just
It is a time-consuming thing to do,
It
like
is.
any other pet.
But then again, if you get lazy about it, like if you get lazy and just like there are ways to do it lazy, but still kind of have a commitment, and that'd be like running a canister filter.
Yep.
Like the one I'm about to run. Yeah. So it's like not because I'm lazy. It's just because I have two filters, and it's like it takes up too much power, but
Mhm.
like at the same time it's two filters, and some people have a life outside of the fish keeping life, which I'm not saying everybody. And that's not offensive. I'm just saying everybody has other stuff in their lives to do
Mm-hmm.
besides fish tanks. Unless I wouldn't mind getting paid by YouTube to like do this podcast and actually set up and actually be a monetized channel.
Yep.
I mean,
That would be cool.
like, cause it's like you could say, oh yeah, there's like 5 million other people on YouTube that are popular that do saltwater aquariums, all that.
And I want to say, disclaimer, we're still somewhat noobs to this. We're not professionals like other bigger YouTubers, but we sort of know enough to know what is wrong and what is wrong and what is right to keep fish, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
We've been in the hobby for about 4 years. We're noobs, but not total noobs, if that makes sense. Like, we know enough. We're not saying we're pros though.
Right. But I mean, is it? You sure it's 4 years or is it 5 years?
Somewhere around there.
Because it's like, I mean, where was I? What was I saying? The YouTube. Yeah. There's like a bunch of YouTubers that have saltwater fish tanks or aquariums,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, you could say, oh yeah, there's like, channels like, let's see, Mad Hatter's Reef. I don't know if it's the guy I've been watching for like reef tanks, but he goes over like the top, like the top fish for beginners, top fish for nano tanks, top fish for this, that, and the other thing, top fish that you shouldn't buy because the price and stuff.
Yep.
But like, yeah, you could say, oh yeah, you got all those guys, but one thing you have to realize is, this is a little bit of self-advertisement, but like, sorry for going off topic, but it's what makes this channel unique is that a lot of my stuff is is actually caught myself. So like when we get down the road, hopefully I could do like we could do what is that, like a podcast where both of us pick a fish from our respective hobbies. Even though like for me I'm both, but like we pick like a certain fish we want to talk about and then interview each other about that.
And I want to say caught fish are legal size. They're not being put in somewhere overly small is what I'll say, just in case anybody wants to ask.
Well,
They are okay to be put in tanks is what I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm still like, there are still regulations. I believe DLNR has, like, it's like I only can catch 5 of each specimen, each type of fish. I'm not too sure. Anybody who's watching who's familiar with that in Hawaii, leave it in the comments below. As far as I know, it's like there's supposed to be like 5, no more than 5 per person, per day or whatever. What was the next question?
So, well, the fish I struggle to
Sorry.
keep alive was
Shoots. Yeah, what was that?
neon tetras. For whatever reason,
Yeah.
every time I have kept neon tetras, they would always die out. For whatever, I do not know why. I've usually kept the water at the right temperature they need to be.
Mm-hmm.
The water is fine, but for some reason I've lost so many neon tetras. I still don't know why I can't keep them, but I do want to try. But that's the one fish I try to, or struggle to keep alive. Everything else so far, it's been manageable. Just
Wait,
neons for some reason.
neon tetras. That's like I think that's like one of the like it's recommended for beginners. I mean, like,
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing, but
yeah,
it's whatever.
like isn't I would assume like have you ever tested your water before?
Sort of. I just know that it's up to par. I know that much because I have plenty other fish that I've kept in the same water parameter that they survived. But maybe I'm just doing something wrong. It could. It's very probable. But so next up, fish we always want.
Okay, so fish I've always wanted. I think this might tie into the next question too, which is the future builds. I wanted to do actually in the saltwater. I actually want to do actually wanted to have a hammerhead shark.
Is that? Can you keep that in the
I'm
tank?
I'm not too sure, but I've seen it on YouTube where like guys like.
I mean, they're kind of big. I don't know if you could, but
I mean, we could build like a 125 would be good for like a tiny hammerhead shark.
Don't they grow like 10 feet tall?
No, that's great white, I think.
No, great whites are 20, 30 feet.
Oh no, that might be the bull, not the bull, bull or tiger shark, I think. But I mean, they do get pretty big.
Yes, I'm not.
I'm not saying we're gonna keep it for like ever. I mean, but like, just to have, that'd be cool.
I mean, it says right here they grow up to 13 feet long. So I don't know if you can. Is that even legal?
I'm not too sure, but if it is, I would want to get a hammerhead shark. I would. I think for freshwater, the one fish I would want to get is what's the word? And it's related to the piranha. Don't tell me. Frick! It looks like the piranha too, but it doesn't eat meat.
I've never heard of that.
The pacu.
Oh.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting that. But the only thing is, it needs like a really big tank.
Well, my dream fishes are mainly just kois. I've always wanted a koi.
Oh, you need
always
a pond.
wanted a pond.
Yeah, you need a
pond. One of these days, I'm gonna get a koi pond. I don't know what it is about kois. They just look beautiful to me.
No, they are. Like,
Man, it would just be so cool to have a koi pond. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's plenty of other fish I would want, like whatchamacallums. Can't remember the top of my head, but there's plenty of other fish that I want. But the top of my list is a koi fish. Like, it would be so sick to have a koi pond. Put my goldfish in there with the kois, have them all just group up together. That'd be so cool.
Let me ask you this: is there any fish that you regretted buying?
Not really. Everything I've kept, I've enjoyed. So not really. Not really. Why? Is there something you don't like?
No, I mean like it's like because I've always wondered, like, you know, like some people they're like, oh shoot, I should have bought this fish for her, you know, X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, generally, it's like if I'm gonna get a fish, it's like it's not like I don't regret buying it, but there are like stuff like I don't know. For me, I don't think there is a fish I regret having.
Yeah. I don't have one either.
Yeah, it's like I just asked because I would figure, you know, like.
All right, finally, we got to talk about future fish builds, fish tank builds, or anything related to that. So for me, like I said earlier, I wanted a koi fish pond, but for my goldfish, I want a 125 and higher for my goldfish because I really like my goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're in a pretty good size tank, 75. I really like it. I got it very recently. In the future, I would like to put them in a huge pond or a huge tank to have them swim around all over. They can do that now, like most definitely right now. I just want to spoil them even more because I really like my goldfish. And other animals I want to try one day are axolotls, turtle tanks.
You ever want to do salamanders?
Not really salmon. I like keeping it in water, like axolotls.
Oh yeah.
Turtles. I think that's pretty much what I want to try. Maybe lizards too. This doesn't relate to fish keeping, but I do want to do lizards. And there's my cat, if you can pick that up.
I think my mic probably picked it up.
Noah, what do you want to do?
Like I said earlier, I wanted to do a shark build. If it is legal, I'm not sure.
You can do rainbow shark.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like saltwater shark. I mean yeah, rainbow sharks is like they stay small, so it'd be easy to maybe a 20 at most. But I wouldn't mind doing like a 10-gallon beta build. Actually, I did do a beta build. I did, but it's like I think my water gets too cold and I don't have an outlet, so that's I would say frog, but I've had like I had a frog set up like when I was hanging out with Dylan. I don't know if you remember him. He gave me a leopard frog.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have 2 frogs now. You've seen them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the one by my bed. I have 2 of them. They are like it's a 10-gallon build, but like I don't know how big these guys get. That's the one problem I have is I don't know, since I don't know what kind of frogs these are. It's like I don't know how big these things get. So I'm kind of like this one. I'm kind of eyeballing it. Like I'm hoping they stay the size they are now, or I mean like if they get a little bit bigger, it might be okay. But I think for future freshwater builds, I do want to do an Oscar pond. That would be. And I got that idea when I was staying at the Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you that video, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I want to have like maybe one black tiger and one albino tiger Oscar in there. That would be cool. It's just that, you know, like it might eat your koi, but you know.
Well, we're not gonna put them in the same pond.
No, it's the circle of life, buddy.
Nope.
Wait,
Nope. We're not putting them in the same pond. You're building your own pond for that.
Yeah, well, that pond.
At your own house.
But that pond's not gonna have water, though.
It's gonna be in your house.
Can I borrow water from your pond then?
Nope.
Wait, how am I supposed to fill up my pond?
Your own water.
Yeah,
you pay your own water. I pay my own water.
Yeah, but you know how much water that takes?
That's not my problem.
I mean, you have a whole pond of water. I mean,
that's not my problem. That's your problem.
I mean, I don't want it to be like 1 inch of water. I mean.
All right. So this is today's episode 2. We mainly talked about mishaps, future builds, future fish failures, and that's pretty much today's episode. Episode 3 is gonna be, I believe, some sort of Q&A. I'm not too sure yet, Noah's gonna lead the charge for episode 3, so we'll find out. Any closing words for episode 2, Noah?
Oh yeah, like I said, episode 2 and 3 will be back to back because of Alex's vacation for 1 week. Then after
I mean,
that,
it's still gonna come out once a week, so it doesn't really matter.
oh wait, you're gonna upload it while you're in Philly?
Yeah.
Oh, so wait.
I'm not uploading it back to back. We're
Oh.
just filming it back to back.
Oh, never mind. We're filming this back to back, but it's gonna be weekly.
Yes.
So that means when never mind. I'll talk to you after about that. But
All right. Outro.
yeah. Hey, you should link your channel.
Yeah, I will. But all right, that's episode 2.
All right. Peace. And remember, why be salty when you can stay fresh with the Salty Fresh podcast.